Three, two, and you got Lincoln here today. Hey everyone, my name is Robert, and welcome to Command Your Confidence, your show for lifestyle, mindset, and fitness development. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe below. And today I'm joined with the one and only Afi Kingdom. What's up, Afi? How you doing? And I
Hey,
have the one and only Mac, the Day Gamer. How you doing, Mac?
what's up, man? All is good.
Yeah, rock and roll. So like today I just wanted to talk about and we kind of just go with the flow, just success, what is it, just kind of having successful habits that will build like a good mindset and lifestyle, and how, what type of habits we need to kind of like develop if we want to get there, and what we have to be aware of so we can succeed in everything. So I'd like to kind of start out with then. So I don't know, the reason I chose this topic for the show is because like I realize if I wanted to get ahead in my life, I'm gonna have to like create some successful habits for myself. Otherwise, I'm not gonna get anywhere if I just like constantly doing bad habits that are not getting me towards my goal. Then I am not going to achieve that. And so, and it's like, I think it's a habit in itself, because you kind of got to get out of the bad habit, or the negative routine, and go into a more positive and routine, or something that's going to help you towards your goals. And I don't know, have you guys ever felt that way, like when you were kind of working on your stuff? And like, I mean, I know you teach guys how to meet women and everything, and Nafi does a little bit of that, and does like mindset development. So like, I don't know, just kind of in your life or working with your students, like, do you see that a lot, with the students who come to you because they're stuck in a negative mindset or routine that's keeping them from getting success?
I would say, yeah. I feel like a lot of people, um, two things that I feel that is holding a lot of men back from success is women, for one. Um, we all want to have sex with women and date different women, but guys don't know how to prioritize it though. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like they'll have no money, no apartment, living on their grandma's couch, but still want strategies on to get laid. Like, so it's like you gotta be working on both.
Mm-hmm.
And because at the end of the day, if you don't have your shit together, even when you meet the chick, you may meet her, even have sex with her, but it's not going to last, because once you deal with her, she's gonna be like, "This guy's full of shit. He ain't got his shit together like he made it seem." So that's why you need to be working on yourself. So I would say that, and then the other thing is, men want validation from other men too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just like guys are scared. Guys are scared to date women who they're into and that can treat them right, because they feel like that woman isn't bad enough for their friends. You know what I mean? Like you might have a girl who can cook, clean, submissive, but if she's not a skinny blonde or whatever it is you like, you don't want to embrace it because of other people be like, "Oh man, she's not that hot." So I think that it's just the validation of other guys too, kind of mess it up, because guys will. It's like you're pocket watching too much. You can't focus on what you're doing if you're focusing too much on what everybody else is doing.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think that is? We kind of seek that validation from other people, or like we kind of prioritize women, having success with women rather than other areas in our life.
Well, I mean, it's different because you can have successful women, but it just feels better because the more put together you are, the more they desire you. You know what I'm saying, Mac? Like it's a different, you know what I mean? Like I said that on a webinar last night. Like, um, I never had problems with women at all. But when you meet women from content, it's a different kind of vibe. They look at you like different than a chick will look at me if I'm on Tinder. You know what I'm saying? If I say I'm Afi Bay Area, that's one look, and I can talk to her and figure something out. But then when if I meet a chick on Instagram and she say I got 10,000 plus followers, it's like, oh, you're an author. Oh, you have a it's a different, and I like.
But,
I'm not complaining.
Robert, you said, why do you think guys prioritize women in their lives? And the answer to that is simple. It's because it's in our nature. It's in men's nature to pursue women, to spread the seed. It's if you don't have that desire to pursue women, then you have a problem. Like there's something, I don't know if it's a genetic thing but we all as men, as if you're a straight man, a straight man, you should have like a strong desire to pursue women. And if you think about it like this, if there's like a regular guy and he's with this unbelievably hot, beautiful woman, and then there's a like some billionaire, like a straight regular guy, he's not rich, he's even poor, but he's with a really hot woman, and then there's a billionaire and he's he has no woman by his side. Is he going to envy the guy with the really hot woman? Yes, he is. Even though he has billions, like even though he is like all, because women are beauty objects. They're like, we desire them. We really they're the most desired thing. We hate to say it, but a beautiful woman is more desirable than money. Like obviously if you have money you can get beautiful women, but
yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you get money because you want to get a beautiful woman. Like you do. Like you can say, you'll get money first. Yeah, but why are you getting money? Because you want to get like have a choice of women. That's the goal in life. That's all animals in the world. Like humans are we're basically all apes. Like we're animals. We're just like the lion in the jungle, we pursue, like the goal in life is to procreate, even though we might not necessarily want to procreate right now, but we want to we want to practice procreating, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
What I would say real quick is, and Mac, I would say this too: guys need to embrace who they are, because there's a lot of relationship guys who pretend to not be relationship guys, and a lot of players who not players, but they want to make themselves players because they think it's like for me, I always tell guys, if you want a girlfriend, that's fine. And I even tell guys too, like I'm not I'm not the teacher who says don't get married, it's going to tear your life up. I don't teach that. I say I don't want to do it. And reasons why I don't try to make people like, if you do that, you're stupid. Like, no, bro, if you love a girl and you got a kid with her and y'all want to seal the deal and you want that moment, do it.
Mm-hmm.
But just my whole thing is do it because you want to do it, and don't do it because she's saying it's been 6 years, you ain't committed, and then all this shit, and then you marry her and you think, okay, well, if I marry her, that's going to be the answer, and then after the honeymoon and shit, she's doing the same shit. And you're like, what the fuck? I thought that's what you want. And that's why. Because you got to do it for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you made a good point there, Mac, as well. I was going to say about because we have a desire to be with women and stuff, so that's why we prioritize that. Like, I just noticed, when I'm focused on my goals, I will get distracted like that. Going after the girls and everything. I have to find a balance.
Mm-hmm. See, we're trying to skip we're trying to get the easiest route. That's our problem as guys. We want to get directly to the women. So if we can, we'll skip the work.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys that's why we've created all these societies. Ultimately, it's to impress women. That's why we men go out to work. That's why we've created everything. Ultimately, everything revolves around getting laid.
Mm-hmm.
Playing sports, becoming, making a business. The baseline, the ultimate reason is to become more popular. I strongly believe that.
Mm-hmm.
You get up in the morning, your hindbrain is you want to eat, the things in life, you want to eat, sleep, fuck, like, you know what I mean? Have a roof over your head. You know, human, it's kind of the baseline. Human is very simple creature. Like it's you know, it looks like we have all these complicated, you know, we have all this technology, we have all, you know, it's pretty crazy, you know, like, you know, we're talking over the internet, you know, it's insane technology. It might as well have come from an alien race for all we know. It's but at the end of the day, you know, like we want to hook up, we want to have sex, we like, and you know, that's a good thing. Like that's because that keeps us human, you know, because we're becoming like, you know, these like kind of robotic creatures these days, like with the technology constantly, everyone using smartphones. It's crazy, like, you know, everyone using dating apps, like dating. It's like everything is becoming into like digitalized and into cyberspace, and it's it kind of people start becoming less human, you know. So you
Oh
need to,
no, I agree with you on that. Like you know, I think technology is good, but I think it's also bad because, like, yes, it's a distraction. It keeps, you know, a lot of people are glued to their phones and texting, whatever. And I mean, when you go out, some people, like, I think they get so absorbed into the technology, but when they go into the real life and someone is trying to have an interaction with them in like the real world, is they're just like, they don't know how to do it because they're just so absorbed in that social, you know, the social media, texting, whatever it is, like video games on the computers. It's,
yeah. Since we're talking about habits, one really small thing but made a huge difference to my life was actually MLD told me, you know, when you go to sleep, like make sure your phone is with like, if you know, as far away as possible from you. Like you shouldn't, it should, you know, you've so far that you would actually have to get out of bed to pick it up, because you know, sleep is like an unbelievably important habit. Like we need that sleep to recharge our bodies. So if you know, if you have your phone like within reach, if you're sleepless, you're just going to look at it, and that's going to prolong your, you know, because of the blue light, you're not going to sleep basically. So the thing that really helped me out was actually just putting my phone. I have a loft, so I sleep up in the loft. I put the phone like down, so I would actually have to come down and get my phone, you know. But that makes a difference to my sleep, because like once I go to bed, it's lights out, and you know, because I'm using my phone all day. We all are. You know, you need to cut that off. Like you need that time away from technology. You need like zero, like just like complete pure, like. So at least I get 8 hours of like no technology, no, you know what I mean? I'm just like recharging.
No, I hear you. I always have to turn off the notifications on my phone sometimes too, because that can distract me. If I'm working on something, and if you know, if I have it on if I don't have it on silent or vibrate, I'm just like bing every time looking at my phone. I'm just like, oh no. So it keeps me, you know, from doing what I need to get done, or like I'll kind of lose my focus in that. I know even when I started doing like the live streams and everything, or just recording YouTube stuff, I just have all my equipment out and ready to go. So I'm not like, you know, so I can't give myself the excuse that I'm too tired to do it. It's all ready to go, and I can just get done what I need to get done. So I think like if you're gonna like to want to develop like a positive habit, you got to figure out something that you got to take it, like figure out a step that will make it easier for you to do that.
Speaking of notifications, it's interesting how males and females respond to messages differently. You know, it's like, you know, if you have I've noticed that whenever I message a guy, they'll respond pretty quickly, unless they're so busy that they can't even see it. But in general, men, you know, friends will respond like normally, like they'll say it and they'll respond. But with women, it's like if they're into, they'll respond quickly. But if they're not, like, you know, they'll like, you know, it'll be like, you know, one you know, just short replies, or like they'll reply a few days later or even a week later, things like that. It's a very good indicator of interest. the way women text you. You can really read. You can really understand. Oh, this girl's into me. This girl's not.
Yeah, yeah.
Every girl that's like that is super into me, they will respond like sometimes I'll message them and I'll see them like before I've even closed the message, I'll see that it's read. Like, and then but I know those girls are into me. And then the other girls that I haven't maybe gotten yet, but I'm really into, like, it'll be a thing where, they won't reply for like a week or, and it's like, okay, this girl is like, she has low interest. And that's important for guys starting out, with game to be able to understand those kind of cues, like when they're messaging women, because guys can really tell their game in with their message game. Like they can come across. It's so easy to like come across as being super super needy with messaging. What do you think, Afi?
Yeah, guys don't understand that, bro. They don't understand that. See, what they think is whatever they say out of their mouth is what the situation is. They don't understand, like, it's just like loving a woman. Like, a woman can feel when you're invested. You don't have to say I love you. She can tell by how you act. But guys, like, I ain't tell her all of that. I ain't sipping. I ain't tell her I want. It don't matter what you told her. Like, look how you act. You calling her every day. You know all of this shit. So it's like it don't matter if you didn't say it out of your mouth. Like your actions are showing it.
That's a good point. Yeah, and like you said, Mac, too. Like you can based on her actions, you can kind of calibrate whether or not she was into you or not, and everything. I was just telling you guys about a situation before we got on the stream here, and like I kind of realized after what I went through, I could say, well, hey, I'm just not going to invest anymore because this girl's not interested. So, and like I said, you just gotta keep on talking to new people and everything. I was going to ask you guys though, like, so if a student were to come to you guys, like, and they're kind of don't have the right mindset or like have the bad habit of not being social, with women or just attracting women, like, how do you what habits do you try to instill in them so they can like get on that path?
Some guy's not teachable, bro. You know that guy? You know that guy who comes in my chat lately? What's his name? Black Ninja or some shit. The one who's
yeah. You're always.
I'm gonna block his ass tomorrow. When he come back tomorrow, I'm gonna block his ass. I told him, bro. We fixed your shit. So Mac, it was a guy on my channel when he was engaged to a woman, right? That he only knew for 6 months. So I was on the panel with my man AP. We were like, hell no, bro. You engaged and she pregnant? 6 months? You tripping. Anyway, so he gets out that situation. Week later, his girl is like, showing some new dude, which means he was there already. We both know that. Right? But then so he gets some girl and hits raw too. So I'm like, bro, in 2 weeks, you done got out of an engagement.
I know you're talking. Now I know what story you're talking about.
So he got in my comments, and I hope you listen to this too, fool. Because when you come back, I'm gonna block your ass because I don't like people wasting my time. I done told him, and I said, "Hey, bro, get my book because there's information in there that you need, and book a consultation, bro. You keep coming out every time you coming with a new story. So it's like I feel like I'm just wasting my breath at this point, bro. I'm not telling you the same shit for you to be telling me, oops, guess what happened now? Bro, you ain't listening to what I told you. So when you come back and in the comments, oh yeah, I guess he mad at me because I say he's not alpha. And he's like, I am alpha though. And I'm like, no, you're not, bro, because if you're alpha, you would be in control of shit like this. So he's going back and forth with me. So come tomorrow, he bring his ass over there and I'm gonna tell him why. No, don't go back and forth with me. Don't waste my fucking time. No, do what I suggested and then say it didn't work or whatever. Don't keep coming with these new issues, asking me for advice. And then when I tell you some shit, then you don't do none of it.
And this guy's never booked a consultation with you or bought any of your products?
No, the first time I seen him was that day when he told us about the situation. So it's been 3 weeks in a row. So that happened, the marriage shit happened, and then A week later, he comes with the update. And now it's today. He wants to go back and forth with me because I said he ain't alpha. He didn't like.
I got you. So I guess some people can learn, but other people they're just so caught up in themselves.
Ego way. Like, some people, obviously people come looking for help because they want to learn, but their ego gets in the way of it. It's like they're looking for the information, or they're too scared to take your advice, or they don't believe it'll work. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. One guy came to me, and he had basically he was going bald, right? And I told him, dude, you need to that's the number one thing, straight off the bat, you need to shave your head. It's just there's no question about it. There's no debate. You have to, if you're going bald on the top and you're growing out the hair on the side, that's you're out. Women are just, it just needs to be done. It's the basic. It's just, but if you're not kind of willing to accept those really small things, how are you going to change the bigger things? Because that's just maintenance. That's just general. So if you're having trouble trying to convince people to do that, that's a bad sign. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's I think some people just they don't believe it themselves yet. They don't believe that they can change their lives yet. So they don't think it will work. So they're not willing to implement the ideas that we suggest or tell them. You get me? Yes. Yeah. You have to kind of, when you come to help, when you look for help from someone who knows better, you kind of have to submit to them. You have to kind of just, oh, fuck it. Yeah, just, okay, I'm going to do what they say and see how it works. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've done that before. I get it, in different aspects of my life, where I go to people and it's like, I can't see that working. And then I don't do it. And I continue on with my life as the way it is. And then I was like, oh, shit, I should have done what, they told me to do, because, eventually I implemented it and it works, I implement some new thing that I've been taught, and it's shit. I should have done. I could have said, I should have done that 2 years ago when I was told, instead of wasting 2 years of my life continuing doing what I've always done, and it not working. You know what I mean? So sometimes you gotta just take action, listen, try and learn from people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember probably a year ago, probably in 2019, when I was working with one of my mentors, he told me to go into a lingerie or a makeup store and have talk with some women and approach women there, and I just nah, I just can't do that. No, it's too weird. And you got on my case about it, and I eventually did it because my whole mindset of going into that, which I had to kind of change just by taking action. I mean, you really can't. I guess another good habit is just taking action, just to see hey, you got to test what your perception of reality to see if it's real. And when I went in there, I did not get the reaction I thought I would get. It was so. But no, I see your point on that. But you got, if you want to change, though, and especially if you're working with a mentor, you have to listen to what the mentor is saying, because the mentor has been through all that, and so they know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah, because it put you out of your comfort zone. It was you didn't want to do it. You're this isn't going to work. What's the point? But then, you did it. You did it, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, you got something out of it, right? There was some lesson learned, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Hey, Afi, I started reading your book, by the way, the other day. So I got to give you a thumbs up for that. I probably got 10 pages, not all the way in yet. But so, I mean, I know I was reading in there, and there's mentioned some stuff about goal setting and stuff like that from what I read so far. So, what would you say though, if you're, I know you kind of going, I remember you were reading me at the end of the book, some of the secret keys. I don't know if you want to share any of those, but you mentioned something too about kind of having control over your emotions and everything. Because I think in the end, like, it's the emotions that sometimes keep people from taking action. And like, if you can't control that, you can't really take the action. Is that why you meant by controlling your emotions when you were reading me that thing? Or
Yeah, you have to be in control of your emotions, or else everything is gonna fall to the side, to the wayside. Like, whether see, people look at controlling your emotions as like a negative thing, as far as like negative emotions. You just need to be in control of your frame regardless. It's not about controlling your emotions to stop from being emotional, or you know whatever. It's just it works for everything. It works for your job. You can't you can't, even like if you work 9 to 5, right? Like if you work your 9 to 5, and people can figure out how to push your buttons, that's what they're gonna do. So it's just controlling everything. It's not just to control your emotions to pass shit tests and shit like that. It's for all of it. You know what I mean? Uh, People, like I say, when people figure out how to fuck with you, they will. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and it puts you in a loser position. Because you think you're winning because you're telling them off, but that's what they wanted you to do.
mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, you gotta pick your battles, right? Like,
Right.
there's a lot you can waste a lot of time. It's like this, you can get into like, guys get into like online arguments and stuff. Where it's like you have to ask yourself, what's the point? Like, what am I spending? Like, what if I win this argument? Like, what am I gaining? It's like, oh, you're not gonna change shit. So, it's like, choose who you're gonna have, beef with. I mean, if someone, sometimes it's definitely, I'm not saying like walk away from every fight, like walk away from every battle. No, that's not it. But choose which one. Like, there's no point in getting into pointless, time wasting arguments and like, standing your ground on stuff that isn't going to benefit you,
People take pride in those battles too. It's funny, right? How they take pride in these battles. What's going on, Adelina? And how they take pride in the battles, like they're epic wins and shit. Like, bro, like you won an argument about some shit that I didn't care about. Like, so big fucking deal.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, they'll wave the flag and do all that. I got you. I beat ya.
Yeah,
Bro.
and when you say too, like another thing, like just creating a successful habit is developing like a positive routine. I mean, because don't, like, most people who are kind of struggling to get ahead, they're kind of caught up in their their routine, and don't you have to like learn how to break out of that to develop like a more like a routine that will kind of get you ahead in life? Or what do you guys think?
You want to go first, Mac, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go, but yeah, I think when you're for routines, it's like, if you can get if you sit around, if you have a to-do list, and or if you, let's say you don't make a to-do list, you don't make a plan, like you can sit around all day and you be like, shit, I haven't done anything all day, and that kind of negative, like the fact that you haven't done anything will demotivate you even more. You'll be like, shit, and the whole day will pass and you'll have done nothing. This is what happens when you don't make a plan, So I think like you need like you need to write things down that you need to do, like
Mm-hmm.
it written, and then you, even if it's just really basic shit, like if you routine shit, it should be written down, because then at the end of the day, if you do all those things, you can tick them all off, and that will feel satisfying. Even if it's like stuff you do like normally, the fact that you like made a plan is significant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because the less you do, the more demotivated you will be. You won't be more motivated if you sit in your house all day for like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, and you're like, shit, I haven't done anything all day. You're not gonna be like, shit, I need to do something. You're gonna be like, fuck. You're gonna be depressed. You're gonna be like, damn, I haven't done anything all day, and you're probably just gonna do nothing. Like, you'll do nothing. But like, the more you do, the more you do, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's like it's about finding the balance. Like if you've like when you just have a really kind of active schedule, you'll be more productive rather than having just nothing on your plate. You'll kind of, if you have nothing, you're more likely to get less. You know what I mean? Like it's like you need to stay active and like making plans. You know, that's how people dig themselves out of a hole. Like if you're in a hole in life, you start writing things down. Even the whole Jordan Peterson thing, make your bed. Like guys, like there's so many guys out there at the bottom, like they don't like. There's so much motivational stuff out there, and it's too many steps ahead for a lot of guys because they're in the fucking they're at the bottom. Like they need to just like start like fixing their like basic stuff, you know, making their bed, cleaning their house, like the real like elementary stuff. But that's how you start. That's how you grow, like build up. You know, you need to start somewhere. Yeah.
Now, do you do that like if like a client is coming to you for like coaching and like for your day game stuff, do you try to get them into a routine?
The thing is, the guys that have come to me actually have been very like successful in their business and professional lives actually. So it's actually a thing. I haven't been dealing with guys that are at the bottom, like in terms of like their lifestyle or anything, but the guys that have come to me and maybe they're missing out. They might be successful with their professional lives, but they're lacking in maybe other areas such as like maybe the game and the fitness and the fashion and things like that, and that's like holding them back from getting women. And there's a lot of guys out there as well that are successful in their business life and professional careers, and then they're missing the whole but it's good. But those guys are, in a way, they're lucky because they have such a solid foundation, but they don't see it. They don't realize it's possible yet. They have a great foundation. Like it's like they're building a house. They have a solid foundation. They can build a castle on it. You know what I mean? Because they have a solid foundation. They have money. They have a house. They have like their affairs are in order. Like but the thing is, they're missing the reason they're working so hard is to get women, like even subconsciously. Like obviously there's other reasons, but let's just cut straight to it. The reason they get up in the morning is for the women, right? But they're not getting any. So that's other guys need to fine tune and they need to understand women, but they just don't a lot of guys don't realize it's possible, and they get into a negative habit of reinforcing it a lot. It's like the day where you don't have anything planned, and the less you do, the more negative they become. So the less women they get, the more negative they become, and the more repulsive they become to women. It's kind of a spiral. It goes down. You get me?
Dudes talk themselves out of situations too. They'll talk themselves out of it before it even happens. Like,
is it a mindset thing that makes them talk themselves out of it because they don't believe it? I've done that a couple times too, man. I'm just trying to like when I get that way, I just try to like say, hey, fuck it, that's a bad habit right there. So I need to develop a good habit, not to talk myself out of situations. I'd rather fail than have regrets.
Yeah, man.
I don't like that. I wonder if or what if type of shit. I don't like. I don't like that feeling. So.
Yeah, you should be feeling like uncomfortable in your life a lot. Like if you're feeling uncomfortable in your life, you're doing something right. You know what I mean? If you're like every day, it's like everything's just comfortable all the time, then there's a problem. There's some problem. Like you're kind of slowly dying. You get me? You're feeling like, oh shit, this is kind of weird. I don't feel like too comfortable doing this. This is new. Then you're doing something good. You get me? Because you're kind of doing something like that's like putting yourself in a new situation.
Yeah, that's true. I think that like challenges you to do that, but it's all about the mindset having to do that. When do you think so, Afi?
Most definitely. That's one of my strongest attributes. People don't understand that though. It's like you can't really explain it to them. You know, they don't. I can tell. I can tell someone that, but they don't truly doesn't truly resonate with them. Like my mindset and my intelligence is like heavy arsenal. You know, people will look at the game first, but just me knowing a lot of shit is very attractive in the dating scene.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
and the key is I know how to reveal it. You know what I mean? I know how to put it in position to where they know it.
mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm.
Do you mention anything about that? And I have, like I said, I haven't read your book all the way through, but I know it's like a keys to the future self. So you mention anything about mindset? Because you do emphasize a lot about that, though, like especially working together with you, and I've seen it in some of your other material, and I've heard about it like on your streams.
Yeah, I mostly focus on it um, more on the dominance mindset of a king book, though, just because that's more of what it is. Keys to your future self is kind of like more about purpose, goal setting, and just being successful and putting forth, your actual game plan, and not just talking about what you want to do, but figuring out an action plan on how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
This mindset of a king, I get more into the mindset thing on that one.
Mm-hmm. But now you mentioned.
Dating, you got to have a certain mindset for dating. Like, I don't know, and I'm just speaking for me. Like, it doesn't. I like cooperation, y'all. To me, it don't matter if I have a rotation of 5 if they don't listen to what I say and do whatever the fuck they want. Like, it's not impactful to me if I have one woman or 10 women. If it's on their terms, I don't like that. I like shit to be on my terms. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big one, and it's to the point where it's weird if it's not. So it's not like it's not even just my rule. Just I don't like the feeling of it. You know what I mean? Like I remember years ago, right? Um, I was dating this girl, and she broke up with me. Now I was fucking up. I was just doing any old thing. And I remember I was calling and she was hanging up on me, and I was just thinking to myself, how the fuck she got the nerve to hang up on me? I remember she used to do whatever I say, whatever I want. Now she didn't flip the script on me. Now she hanging up on my ass, and I got to call her back. And I said, "Oh hell nah, bro. Fuck. I don't care if I get her on the phone again. I don't like the feeling of it. I don't like the feeling of her feeling she can do whatever she want with me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that feeling. It bothers me. So I'd rather remove myself from the whole situation than try to flip it around. Especially if I already smashed, and it's like, what the fuck? Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. You gotta set those boundaries. You gotta, and
That's another thing. That's another good habit is just setting boundaries for yourself. Because a lot of people don't have boundaries, or a lot of people just don't stand on their ground. Like they can say like, "Okay, I'm this or that," but in certain situations, they don't like really do what they're saying.
when it comes to like how you start, like you set the frame. You talk about setting the frame. That's so the initial when you meet a girl like for the first time. That kind of first few meetings decides how she's going to treat you for the rest of however long you meet her or however long you date her. She judges you. She sums you up. So if you're weak, if you're passive, like she'll treat you like that. But if you're strong and you make her enter your frame, she'll understand that. She sticks around. And
you brought up a good one too that made me think too. This is advice, success, good habits for men. Don't let women shame you in this shit. Like they'll make you feel bad about being on your purpose. You know what I mean, or whatever it is. Like they'll tell Mac, "Oh, you still taking pictures, even though that's something he's passionate. He may monetize it to make money." They'll try to
do that.
Right.
That's happened to you.
Yeah, she said, "Why do you do that?"
Yeah, I noticed they'll try to minimize your shit, and then what'll happen is you'll change your shit around and shit for her validation. And wasn't nothing wrong with what you was doing in the first place. She just felt a certain kind of way about it because the reason why is because you put that thing, whether it's taking pictures, whether it's eating chicken wings on YouTube, it's before her.
Exactly. No, that's a good point. Yeah.
They'll use tactics for sure. Like they will. Always, I had one girl. The most recent girl was calling me a coward. Like, because you know that was no guy. She knows that guys don't like to be called cowards. It's the most biggest insult really to a guy. Really. So she was like, "You're a coward because you know you don't want to get into a relationship. You're such a coward." And it's you know, the shaming tactics. I know I'm not a coward, but it's not going to work on me. But the other guys,
it's supposed to put you in the prove it to you mode. That's why. Prove it to you mode.
Yeah.
I am not a coward. I will show you. I am not a coward. I will be your man. I will be your man. Damn it! I am not a coward.
Those, guys, blue pill guys without game, they'll fall for that, and it's so like it's so like when you see it, like when you understand you know, women's tactics, it's so easy to see. Like, but blue pill guys, they'll fall for it. It's so elementary, you know. Like calling you a coward, that's bait, you know. But guys will fall for that. I'm not a coward, you know. She called me a coward. I'll show her. I'm gonna date. I'm gonna wife her up. Yeah.
It's like a woman calling you a bitch. That's how we react to it. Like if she call you a bitch, you're like what, and then you want to show her something. You know, it's the same kind of thing.
No, but so you're saying like so the whole getting back to the shaming thing too. I think it's too because you're focusing on the purpose rather than on her, and that they're going to say something to get the guy's attention to see. I don't know. Like I think it's kind of like a test in a way, don't you think? Or
it's exactly what it is. But it's a test that's not really a pass or fail because the thing is if you, how I want to say this, if you subject yourself to what she's saying, you failed. Right. And then if you keep doing what you're doing, you fail too, because she's going to keep complaining about it. So guess what? You got two fails. Either you're going to fail and you're going to keep doing your shit that's going to make your life better, or you're going to pick the other one and fail too, and she's going to still keep, because she's not going to stop bitching about it. She's going to do it until you make a change.
Yeah. But, you know, I realized like just having stuff going on in your life, you know, like whether it be starting a business or being involved in a sport or something like that, I think it's kind of a good thing, especially if you're a strong guy, because like, I mean, when you're dealing with all the, you know, the bullshit of when you're in the dating world these days, it kind of helps you, you know, when things are not going, you know, your way, you can kind of just focus on that. And I mean, I don't know. Sometimes too, I think when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, that's also attractive, and it helps you become more confident as a person. I mean, I had some girls some girls have joking around about me because I work too much. I always say, well, I got to make my money. I got to take you out on a date. You ain't buying me any drinks. I say joke around like that. But you know,
it's hard for me. I can hold myself accountable, and that's just because I have a addictive personality. So when I go in on shit, I'm all in, and I have a hard time balancing. It's not that I have a hard time balancing women and purpose. I just have a top problem balancing shit. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like because it's like once I get into something, I wanna pour into that. It's kind of like being a day trader. Now I'm not a day trader, but from what I see it is once you're in, then you're continuously watching that shit and you're continuously seeing the updates and seeing what's going on. So that's taking up your time. So I personally have a problem trying to balance the two, because it's like once I shift my focus, then my focus will become something else. So I want to keep focused by keep doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say.
No, that's good. Well, I mean, I think it's just good to have, you know, I don't know, like, I think too, when I'm not focused, if I get distracted on what my goals are in life, because like I realize like life is short and everything. And it's like, if I don't, I just get this and like if I don't invest this amount of time into it, I'm like I kind of get like, oh my god, I can't, I feel like it's going to take forever to get done. And so I had, I don't know. That's what I'm just glad I found something I really enjoy doing, and it was like it's like something else I love, and it helps me build. It's kind of when I'm working towards that, and you know, it's a lot of it's weird. Working on your goals is a lot. It was the same. I kind of compare it just to kind of getting good at talking, meeting women and stuff, because there's a lot of challenges you got to overcome doing that. So it's like. I know, it's just like you got more challenges, and when you kind of meet those goals, like you feel confident enough that you can achieve something else.
I agree, brother, with that.
It's just, yeah. So I mean, it's very interesting just how all that goes. So summing everything up, any like words of wisdom from the two of you about like some successful habits for success that you want to share with the audience here?
I would say, man, protect your energy. Stay away from negative energy and people who are negative and that doubt you. And in contrast, when people doubt you and you listen, what ends up happening is you doubt yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That way, you need to stay around people who actually believe in you and see something in you, and then that energy is going to keep pushing you forward.
Mm-hmm. I don't. Do you think too that people just kind of doubt you or negative, like when you're working on something because they're kind of jealous that you're doing something and they're not?
Absolutely. They'll never admit it, but yet they might not even be aware.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we talked about controlling our emotions. Some people aren't controlling their emotions. They don't know how to control how they feel. They just feel certain ways at certain times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
not able to identify it.
you can turn that, like when you see someone doing something or someone that has something that you want, like instead of being jealous, you should be angry. Like if you want what they have, you shouldn't be jealous at what they have. You should be angry at yourself for not having it. So use that as a motivation, a motivating factor, to make you work harder to get whatever you want, Like if you see some guy with a Lamborghini, you're like, you can't be like, oh, I hate that guy. I wish I had that. You're like, shit, I need to like, look at myself and say, why didn't I work hard enough to get that? Or what do I need to do to get that,
Mm-hmm.
self.
Talking about, you just mentioned motivation. So what motivates you guys?
Like, if what motivates me is like, honestly, to be very honest, like pussy does motivate me. More so recently, just being, I don't know, just yeah. I mean, I'm very obviously I'm very attracted to women, so just the idea of being able to have a wide variety of women in my life, that motivates me. But it's recently more trying to get my finances in order motivates me a lot, because I kind of I have other struggles in my life too. So it's like there's guys out there that have their foundation, you know, sorted, and but they don't realize it's possible, right? Like I talked about earlier, that it's possible to get women and have a variety of women, and but they're the lucky guys in a way, because like I said, they have a solid foundation. But then there's guys like me that I don't necessarily have the most solid foundation, but I have women on lock. I understand that for life. But other aspects of my life I need to improve, like finances and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that motivates me to get, like, because once you have your finances, that's like freedom. So I'm in pursuit of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
It's the harsh reality of life. Like money offers like freedom. You might not necessarily need to be like rich, but you need a certain amount of finance to like, make sure you can do, decide what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that motivates me. The idea of financial freedom. right now that motivates me a lot.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Afi? I know you want to travel a lot.
Yep, the financial freedom, that pushes me, that motivates me. Also, just to in a nutshell, bro, everything that happens in my head, I want to see it in real life. That's what motivates. And since I've made things tangible from here, just like a book, the book didn't write itself. I wrote it up here first.
Mm-hmm.
Just whatever, you know what I mean? Just you know. So I just want to make everything reality, and it push you get pushed when you see progress. That's
Mm-hmm.
the main thing is I get motivated because I consistently see progress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my motivation, on my journey is this because I've always wanted to get out of this crappy mindset that I grew up lived with for like 35 years of my life, and I want to develop something awesome. I want to be able to have a business that where I can help. I really like what I do. On my side, I do like web design, digital marketing, and I just really like working with a variety of businesses and stuff, and just being able to connect with other people. And that's what kind of motivated me to get in my own business. But on top of that, too, I want to do some traveling around the world. I want to, be able to share my knowledge with like other people as far as the skill sets that I have, and then help them with their struggles when it comes to their website and marketing goals and other stuff like that, mindset issues. And I mean, that's just why I'm here right now, just to get the message out to everyone. And it's been a blast. And it's weird. I've been, ever since I started doing these streams, like I said, I have 2 channels, and I don't know, I feel energized when I do all this stuff. Even when I'm doing the streams by myself, it energizes me because I just want to get my message out there to people.
Yeah. But I think you need to learn to. I think guys need to learn to enjoy the journey. It's like there's so many guys out there that kind of get stuck in the process, and they don't realize, like, it sounds dark, but it kind of motivates me. Like, we're all gonna die. Like, we're all. It's not even it doesn't depress me, but it kind of motivates me because it's like we're all gonna die. So don't take life too seriously. Like, we are actually gonna die. We're all gonna get old and die. That's just a fact of life. Like, just accept it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like, okay, I'm just gonna keep working every single day. Yeah, while it's important to have a purpose, like, don't be afraid to enjoy life. Like the small things in life, enjoy it. You know, like, it can't be like, it sounds like a morbid kind of fact, but a friend's father of mine died recently, and he was in his early 60s, and he lived the healthiest life, and he avoided the small pleasures in life. He did everything right, but you never know when it's going to end, right? So you gotta enjoy each day. Like, you can't be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna work like hard for 10 years. I'm gonna, like, it's all gonna come through in 10 years time. No, because you don't know it. You know what I mean? While it's important to plan, you gotta enjoy the process. Like, you have to enjoy, and you're not gonna be happy every day. You're not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna happy 24. That's impossible, because there has to be balance. Like, the happier you are, you're gonna have to pay for that. It's all to do with chemicals in the brain. You know what I mean? So it's like understanding, like, that. Okay, this is life. This is what it is. And I'm gonna have a balance. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna just, like, deprive myself of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We will come down. Like, it's not like we will come up and we will come down. So understand that I'm gonna enjoy life. I'm gonna enjoy things. I'm gonna have a fun time. And I'm not gonna take it too seriously. I'm gonna work hard at certain things. I'm gonna have a purpose. I'm not gonna be like this obsessive person who's like, oh my God, I'm not gonna eat, steak, or I'm not gonna eat that because I'm never ever gonna do that because I want to protect my health. It's like, okay, yeah. Well, you might not want to smoke crack cocaine, but you know what I mean? If I see these people, like, depriving themselves of things, like pleasures in life. It's like you know you're gonna die. Like, okay, I understand some people have to diet, and I understand this, but that's just an example. It's just like, don't unnecessarily deprive your things in life. You know, that's what I would suggest.
That's really good. That's really good, guys. Well, hey, I really appreciate you guys coming on. Always a blast. I'll have to do this again next month. And Afi, where can they find your channel to, like, for future people who watch this stream? Where can they find you, like on YouTube or?
Okay. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, AFI Kingdom Podcast, and follow me on Instagram at Dominance Mindset and Raw Game. You can type in AFI Kingdom Podcast, it'll also come up too. And then tap in with me there, leave me a message or questions or concern, whatever.
And Mac?
What up? Yeah, you can follow my YouTube channel at Mac the Day Gamer, Instagram Mac the Day Gamer, Twitter Mac the Day Gamer, or check out my website macthedaygamer.com.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And I have to tell everyone, these two guys, I worked with them, and they have taught me like a new perspective on life, like, as my mentors and everything. And these are very cool people. So definitely, like, check out his channel out, look him up on Instagram, and go to Mac's website. Won't regret it. Best advice ever. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe, because I'm going to be releasing some more killer content that will help, like, you enhance your mindset, give you some advice on lifestyle, fitness, and more. So I'll be coming up very soon. So be sure to, again, subscribe and get the notifications. So when I post new content, you will get the notifications. And thank you all for tuning in. Peace.